So I've recently seen a lot of these types of videos going around. It's the everyday carry videos, the EDC videos. I've seen a lot of them. And one thing about them is that they're all basically the same. Everybody has this aesthetic, beautiful bag with all these, things that are in the bag that all match each other. They're all the same color. They all fit the same aesthetic. They're all visually pleasing. It's all minimal. They don't carry anything else. It's just 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 things, and that's it, ever, always. And I'm here to call cap. That's not true. You don't do that. And so right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my own EDC. But the thing about me is I'm not a full-time creator. I'm a full-time creative, but not a full-time creator. Now here's the difference. My day job, I cut grass for a living. And so I'm not a full-time creator, but I'm constantly thinking about ways to be creative. And so in that aspect, I'm a full-time creative. Now, full-time, I'm a dad and a husband. That to me takes priority over, everything else. And so I have 2 bags that I'm gonna show you. One is my normal everyday bag as a dad, as a husband, as a normal guy. And then my other bag is as a creative or creator. And that's what we're about to go through. It's not gonna be super edited, like it's not gonna be crazy B-roll and stuff like that. I'm gonna show you guys right now, like this is real. I didn't take the time to organize or take stuff and line it out, except for my creative bag. The only reason I took the stuff out and aligned it up so you can see it is because there's a lot of stuff for the creative bag and it's gonna be too much to just sift through it all and show you. But first let's start with my personal bag, and it's the base, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's the base, it's called the backpack. It's an amazing bag. It's this black bag right here. The company's name is Base, I don't know. But it's made out of this super hard canvas material. You can hear that. And then in all the high wear points, it's made out of leather. And so the bottom is made out of leather. The pockets are made out of leather. The strap where you hold it is made out of leather. It's really good quality. I've had this bag for about a year now. It was a gift from my brother, and this bag has held me down. It's amazing. It also doubles as a bag for you to put clothes in. It has those straps in it. Let's look at it. So in the front pocket, which to me is the most important pocket, is where I have my stuff. The first thing I have here is a pocket knife, Gerber pocket knife, just because you never know when you may need it. Whether it be for fixing stuff or fixing stuff, Secondly, I have a pen. This is the only pen I carry. It's a Bic Gelocity. I've had this pen for forever, and I only need 1 pen, and I love this pen because it writes so smooth. But I need another one because it's getting old. So if you guys can recommend me some good pens that are similar to this pen, I'll be open to recommendations. It writes beautifully, even with my sloppy handwriting. Secondly, you'll always find some snacks in my bag. I got some fruit snacks right now for my daughter. My daughter's 4 years old, and she loves to snack on things. She always wants to snack, so I have some real fruit gummy snacks for her. Second, or not secondly, but I guess next up is I always have some glasses on me. So if you see me, you'll probably always see me in some glasses. Right now I have these glasses, I don't even know what they're called. And then I have also these as well, all black. But you always catch me in some glasses. I wear contacts, and so I like to keep my eyes protected from the sun, from dirt, from anything that may try to get into my eyes. So that's why you'll always catch me with some glasses on. I also have my passport in here, but I don't think that's important. But what I do want to show you is how this front pocket looks from this bag. So let me take you off right now. And so this front pocket, as you can see, it has some pockets right here. It has this one. It has some pen pockets where I put my glasses in. And then, yeah, it's just a pretty deep pocket. It's lined nicely. It has this hook thing for anything you might need to hook something onto. That's the front pocket. And then let's get into the main pocket right now. Well, actually, before we get into the main pocket, let's get the side pockets. So I have my AirPods Pro, and this one has a locking case, just because I hate when your AirPods fall and they go flying everywhere. So this case does not allow it to do so. It locks unless you press this button, and then it opens up. Beautiful. This case was a gift from my wife. Shout out to her. I got that. I got my wallet. And inside my wallet, I have some goodies powder. You never know when you might get a headache or any type of ache. And so this goodie powder tastes terrible, but it works wonders. Better than Advil, better than Tylenol, better than any of that stuff. It's amazing. It's a powder. You put it on your tongue, you drink water with it. Your headache's gone in like 30 minutes or less. I have my wallet. It's similar to that like MKBHD style wallet, the Ridge wallet, but it's like a cheaper version. I also got this as a gift from my wife off of Amazon. As you'll see in all the things that I have, there's mainly 3 focuses of all the items that I carry. 1 being, is it useful? Do I actually use it? 2 being, is it within budget? And the number 3 being, does it inspire me? And so this wallet is in budget because like the Ridge wallets are really expensive and this one wasn't. So, you know, that's that. The other stuff that I carry is useful. I use it. And so that's why I have that. In this main pocket is what we'll get into now. And this main pocket opens up like all the way to the bottom. You can just like open it up. Let me show you. It's better to show you than tell you. So this main pocket literally opens up all the way. And I love it. It has some zippers for, I guess if you were to put like dirty socks in here, it's netted. And so it keeps it smelling fresh, I guess. And then it also has, like I said, these straps down here to keep stuff held in place. But let's go through what's in this main pocket. So for me, I like to keep some nail hygiene equipment because my fingers can get pretty dirty from working during the day. And so I have this pouch that has like nail clippers and scissors and a nail filer and stuff to clean my fingers, basically my nails. I hate seeing dirt under my nails. So I have that in this little pouch. And this pouch doubles as a glasses cleaner because it's made out of cloth. So I have that in there. I always carry with me a picture of my wife and daughter. Now this is for inspiration. Whenever I'm having a bad day, I just look at this and it's all good. It helps me push through the day. And so again, you see that where I mentioned it's either useful, it's within budget, or it inspires me. That's that. The nails are useful. The nail gear is useful, and the picture of my wife and daughter inspire me. Next, I have my idea notebook. This one's actually new. My wife gifted me this. It's empty inside. I have not written in it yet, but it's replacing this version of my idea notebook, which is really old and worn down. And so yeah, it's just, this is just a mess. I don't even know where this book starts or ends. It's just a mess, but it's replacing this version. I used to write in this all my ideas, all the things that I'm like brain dumping instead of, sometimes I do it on my iPad, but mostly I do it pen and paper. There's something about writing stuff down that feels great to me. And so this one is replacing this one. So I'll put that to the side right here. That's my idea notebook. Next, I have these 2 items, which to me are priceless. I have my Bible and I have my Bible journal. All right, and so the Bible that I have is a CSB, Christian Standard Version Bible. Regardless of your beliefs, if you're a human, you owe it to yourself to read at least 4 of the books inside this Bible, those 4 books being Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the Gospels. You owe it to yourself as a human being just to read it and see. I promise you, odds are it's gonna change your life. And so I have my Bible with me all the time. And then I also have my Bible journal with me all the time. It just helps me kind of understand what I've read. It allows me to, you know, see how I can apply what I just read in my own life. It gives me a space to, write my prayers, write the things I'm thankful for. This one is by Scribe, the company Scribe. It's called the Scribe Bible Journal. This thing is amazing. I want to buy more. As you can see, this thing is kind of old and dirty and worn down, but I keep these 2 things with me at all times, as well as my other journal. And I think that's pretty much it for my normal, day-to-day bag. I think, let me double check. Oh, it has a back pocket too. So it has like a back pocket for laptops and iPads. Oh, and speaking of iPads, I have my 9th generation iPad. When it comes to iPads, I'm not really crazy about, having the latest and greatest. For me, it's more of a tool to use when I don't want to write in pen and paper. And so I take notes on here. If my daughter is bored somewhere, I let her draw in my tablet. And so that's what this comes in for. This is a generic Apple pen. This is not a real Apple pen. This is a, knockoff off of Amazon. Again, it fits the budget. I'm not gonna spend a crazy amount of money on a pen. So this fits the budget. I also have this budget-friendly case. It's not the Apple case, it's an Amazon case. It comes with a keyboard. And yeah, it's protective. It's black leather, and it keeps my iPad protected. I use the pen, I use the keyboard all the time. It's a lot more helpful than just using the screen. So that's why I like it. But yeah, so this is just, my tablet. I use it for small creative endeavors. If I have an idea on the go and let's say I don't want to write it in pen and paper, I'll do it on my tablet. Or if I'm at church and I want to take notes of the sermon, I use the iPad. And yeah, pretty much I use my iPad as a teleprompter for my talking head videos on YouTube. So yeah, this thing works many wonders, but this is not something that I take with me on creative days when I'm maybe doing a photo shoot or a video shoot, or a meeting, a brainstorming session. I do not take my iPad. The main reason I don't take my iPad is because I like to do most of my things on my laptop when it comes to editing, and anything creative I usually do on my MacBook Pro. And so that's why I don't take this with me everywhere. There's days where I might take my personal bag and my creative bag at the same time, and so then my iPad will be with me. But other than that, it usually stays in my personal bag for day-to-day life. Now, let's get into my creative bag. It's a pretty basic Best Buy Low Pro flip side 300 AW2. I think this cost like $100 at Best Buy. This was also a gift to me, and has no shortage of pockets, zipper sleeves type things, back pockets, and what you may have. I took most of the stuff out so you can see, because there's just too many compartments in here to go through it all and show you. So we're gonna look at some of the things that I already took out. One of the first things that I always carry, obviously, is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which is what I'm shooting on right now. So if you like the quality of this, you should pick up for yourself the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I have the creator combo, and I also have like a magnetic attachment for it. So that's what I'm using right now. That's what I'm filming everything on. Other than that, I take my Sony a7 III with me. Actually, let me show you. I have it set up right here. So I have my Sony a7 III right here, and I take this with me everywhere, whether it be a photo shoot or a video shoot. It does both. It's a camera that does both. It's amazing. I have yet to switch from it. Maybe in the near future I will, but as of right now, this workhorse does the job. It's right now sitting on my sturdy all metal tripod. I don't take this one everywhere unless it's a big like photo shoot or video shoot. Usually I take my smaller tripod here. It's plastic, it's compact's a lot easier, and so, but back to the camera, I have my Sony a7 III, and if it looks big, it's because it has a dual battery like pack attachment. I can unscrew it right here, and this whole bottom piece comes off. It carries 2 batteries in there instead of 1, and I love this attachment. It saves my life. It has saved my life so many times in shoots where maybe one battery dies and the other one is all good, so I don't have to stress. This is all held inside of a small rig cage. It has a small rig, like hot shoe, cold shoe, whatever you want to call it, mount, and on that I have my Atmos Shinobi monitor. This thing does the job. It's not the best out there, but again, it's budget and it's useful, so for me it's all good. Then I have a what is this, a Condor Blue HDMI cable. It's coiled, it fits. It's HDMI to micro HDMI battery, pretty standard stuff. I have the Sigma 50mm f1.4 lens right here, the only lens I have. I have a vintage lens, but I don't really use it unless I'm feeling vintagey. But this is the lens I use for everything. I do want to get more lenses, but it's not in the budget, so I don't have more lenses. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. It's on a quick release plate down here. And that's pretty much my camera setup. For video shoots, it's like this. I take this everywhere with me for video shoots. Oh, I also have my Hollyland Lark M2 microphones. So I have that always plugged up. And I'll show you the rest of the stuff that I carry in my bag, but that's basically my camera setup that I take for photo shoots or video shoots. It's always in my creative bag, always. You never know when you might need it. And so now going back to the other things that I have. Let me put you right back on this tripod. It's so good. All right, so the other things that I have here are, like I said, my Hollyland Lark M2 microphones. I'm using it right now. These things are beautiful. They come with the USB-C adapters and also the iPhone adapters in case you want to record audio on your iPhone or tablet or wherever else you may want to record audio. This also fits in the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and so you can connect this and use these microphones instead of the DJI 2, which I just think is way too bulky, so I don't use that microphone. I use these instead. That's in my creative bag. I have my generic camera remote control. This is specifically for the Sony A series. So I have the Sony A7 III and this works for it, but this thing is a lifesaver also because if I'm in front of the camera, I can use this. I don't necessarily have to stand up and go press start or stop on record or, you know, hit the shutter or do a timer. This does these things for me, focuses, all that cool stuff. This thing is a lifesaver. I love it. You can find one on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. I also have these two cables where I take only these two cables and this box with me everywhere I go. The reason I don't take a bunch of cables or power banks or stuff like that is because I plan ahead. You know, I like to plan ahead and make sure all my gear is charged. And so if I'm going somewhere, odds are I'm not gonna be there for more than, let's say, 8 hours. And if I'm there for 8 hours, I'm not shooting the whole 8 hours. So I'm not so worried about keeping you know, power banks or chargers, excess chargers and stuff like that. I'll take the two that I have, and this box also fits two. So one is a USB-C and one is a micro USB. And so that pretty much covers everything besides my iPhone charger. And so I'm not really the type to carry a bunch of cables or a bunch of power banks or nothing like that. Keep it pretty simple. Like I said, what's useful to me and what's in the budget. And so that's useful. The mics are in the budget. The remote is in the budget. The most expensive stuff was the camera setup, but that was when I had money back in the day before I had a daughter, so that don't count. But most of the stuff fits inside my budget and fits within my usefulness. Besides that, I mean, I don't take my MacBook with me, so that doesn't count. That's pretty much it. Oh, this. I've had this in my bag for a little bit now. I've only used it once for a short film, but it was so useful in the short film that I just keep it in my bag just in case. And I've recently had some questions about this. And this thing is let me take it out here for you. It's a portable fog machine. This thing is tiny. It, you know, reference size, it's like a big walkie-talkie or a big phone, or, you know, like a super big vape pen. But it looks just like that, like a vape pen, and it works essentially the same. Under here you have like this cartridge of fog juice, and this thing keeps it protected because it gets heated, it gets hot pretty quick. And you have an on and off button. You have like different modes over here. You stop button you have down here to charge it, USB-C. This thing is amazing. It comes with like these different attachments that you could put onto it. And so each attachment kind of gives you a different effect. So some may look like smoke, some may look like fog, you know, some may look like dry ice or something like that. But, you know, this thing to me is amazing, and I'll put the link in the bio if you want to pick yourself up one. It actually wasn't very expensive, and I've also, you know, in comparison to like a real fog machine, I've used both. This one to me takes the cake. The fog machines usually kind of leave a mess or are kind of hard to set up or take up a lot of space. They do the job amazing because they fill up big atmospheres and big rooms quickly. And where this one, in the sense of having a big room, won't fill it up as quickly. But in terms of convenience, usefulness, and budget, this thing is amazing. Like I said, I'll link it. This is the Lens Go fog machine. Model Smoke K, I don't know, some off-brand type thing, but it's amazing. So nonetheless, that's what I have in my everyday carry bag. I try not to carry too much stuff for real, not just because I want to be aesthetic and minimal, but because I plan ahead. And so if I don't need a bunch of stuff for a video shoot or a photo shoot, I don't take it. And if I need my stuff to be charged, I charge it. And that goes for creative. As my personal day-to-day bag, I keep the things I need in there that are useful to me, that inspire me, and that also fit inside my budget for the things that I need that are useful to me. So that's pretty much it. I mean, as a dad, a full-time dad and husband, you know, I try to balance my life and, you know, really work my priorities. But these are the things that I use as a part-time creator, full-time dad, you know, full-time lifer. This is what I use. It's not the prettiest, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing. I didn't rearrange it beautifully for y'all, but this is real. This is what it looks like to, you know, be a dad, a husband, and be a creator or creative. This is what it looks like. This is what I carry. And no, don't let no one tell you otherwise. If it's useful to you and if it fits in your budget, whatever your budget may be, go for it. But to me, the most expensive stuff just don't make sense. If it does the same thing as, then, you know, a cheaper thing, then I'm gonna go for the cheaper thing because it just makes sense. That's how I was raised. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna stop rambling. Let me know if you guys like this more like raw style video. I didn't put a bunch of like production value into it. I just thought I'd hop on here real quick and show you guys what I got in my bags. And that's pretty much it, man. Shout out to the Christmas tree.